And welcome back to Barry's Poetic Session. I'm your host, Barry, a.k.a. The Dark Knight, and my co-host with me is L.I.F.E, living inspiration forever, guided by the light of Jesus Christ, and you don't stop. What's up?
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let's go. I need a little pick me up, but I'm ready to go. The Multicultural Fest,
September 12th.
September 12th. 11 to 4:30-ish at the 2427 Harrison Avenue in the heart of Westwood.
Save a lot parking lot.
Save a lot. What Christ is going to save a lot. Listen, we going to be doing it big. You have to come. It's going to be a surprise. We got Chris Styles there. We got Brashawn there. We got a lot of entertainers. We got an R&B band. And it's going to be hot. It's the Shepherd's Heart Christian Fellowship Ministry. We're going to have a big show stage outside. And this young lady came before one time, you know.
I did. I had a really good time.
It was awesome, wasn't it?
It was.
And bring your kids, everything. We're going to have food, raffle off a TV and a computer, I think. Or a tablet. A tablet and probably a 32-inch TV set. But anyway, anything else going on?
Let's get right to it.
All right.
Our special guest today already spoke a little bit. She is part of the Project Restoration for Price Hill, doing the Love You to Life tour. Our special guest today, she's no stranger to the show. Welcome back, Kathy Boone.
Bam, bam.
In the building.
Blessings and miracles. Bam.
Before you know how I do, before I get on you, tell the people a little bit about you real quick.
My name is Kathy Boone, and I am president and founder of Trevely Ministries. I am also the executive producer of L.I.F.E concert series, and I am the event coordinator for Project Restoration.
That's so, are you from Cincinnati, Ohio?
Yeah,
okay.
I am from Cincinnati, born and raised. Born and raised.
Now, before I get on you, because I haven't seen you in a while.
I know.
It was a blessing. How did we meet?
We met
Back in the day.
We met at an event.
Thugs.
Yes.
Thugs Church.
Yes.
And somebody had told me about you, and I think I did the Warrior piece, and you was like, "Oh, I gotta have you, this and that." But I don't. No, I supposed to. Somebody else. Poetic.
Yes.
Was telling me to come to your church or something that you had, and I heard about you, but I never knew about you until that day. And then after I performed, you told me who you were, and then you just been a blessing to me about things that I've been trying to do. And I remember one time I was like, "Hey, I need somebody. I need some artists." And you hooked me up with Mika T.
It's possible.
You did, and she's been a blessing to me. So I want to thank you for that. You know, and for
so you got hooked up with artists, and just want to clarify because you kind of trailed off there.
Hold on. So I got. Hold on. So
because of L.I.F.E concert series, I know a lot of the Christian artists in Cincinnati because I promote concerts, so I know a lot of the artists.
Now, were you doing Let It Flow? I thought you started that after you met.
No, it's before.
When did you start the Let It Flow series?
Let It Flow started January 29th, 2013.
Yeah. You guys didn't meet before that?
No. No.
I don't know what year that was.
I think it was in the spring. 2013. It might have been in the spring or the summer of 2004. No. It might have been 2013 because it's been a minute.
Because I think we had just did. When did we do the awards for the poetry awards?
Poetry awards were way back.
It was in 2013 though, right?
I don't know. I ain't won one.
L.I.F.E won one.
Well, you will win one on this show because you're definitely the man on this show. If Media Bridges Barry holds it down. But anyway, It ain't about us. It's about you today.
That's right.
How do you get all these artists together and come up with a great, fantastic show?
I call them. I just call them.
Let's call them.
I call them, and I have gotten tremendous support from the artists in this community.
Yep.
And I like supporting all of the artists in this community. They are a blessing to me. Thank you. I love you guys.
Oh, now, that's a good thing you said. Support, because we support our own. So supporting our artists that, we have a give. A lot, what's said about the city is that we don't want to pay no one when they do something, or if anybody has a gift or anything like that. This city is the worst. And like, say if you put on a production and it's a certain amount of money, people will be like, oh, it should be free, or it shouldn't be that high. Speak on that.
I know a lot of the artists, they have concerts at Club 86. And when you have a venue where you charge, you should have to pay. It's a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Your gift will make room for you, and it will take you in front of many, many people. It's just it's a blessing to be gifted. Right. And you don't want anybody to prostitute your gift.
Whoa. Ooh.
You don't.
Right.
You don't.
And eventually you want to get paid for.
Yeah, you want to get paid. You want to get paid.
Things that you love to do.
Exactly.
And if you have to pay to get there, Club 86 ain't free.
Right.
Right. So here's the thing, and I'm glad you guys both said that. Now, being a Christian artist, and then you're separating your gift from the business, and a lot of people don't understand that. Because I'm on both sides of it. I bring people in, and then people ask me to go out. I never charged, but it's been a few times that people after the show, that somebody been on this show was like, hey, hold on, don't leave, and had something for me. Never expected that. You know what I mean? And it's been a few people that did that. I never was looking for anything because I'm there to bless somebody. But as time goes on, if you're driving, you're using your gas, and you're doing a lot of things, and just like you said, this is your gift. When as an artist, if you don't have a manager or whatever, you say, well, hey, this is what I charge or whatever. Is it a separation from the business into what God is telling you to do? Or how you feel about that?
I know that there's been times where sometimes I don't have the money to actually pay people, but what I would do is give them something.
Right.
I would give them a gift card or something like that. Yeah. Just dependent on the budget. And here lately, there hasn't really been a lot for the budget. But as I grow and as I understand the business side of it, I want to be able to come into a place where I'm able to bless those people who come out and bless other people, because It is a blessing. And then you have to understand that there is a business side to that. I love being creative. I love the creative part of me. But then I understand that people have to live. They have expenses, gas, families. So they should be able to get paid for their gift. So I know in the next season, I want to be in a position to be able to bless people for real.
Right.
And when I say bless people, hold your hand out. Praise the Lord. Give that one handshake and be like, oh, thank you.
Right. Right. To come back like, hey, can we talk about this?
I do. That's my heart's desire.
Right. And I feel the same way, because I think I've been doing this since 2002 and never looked at it as you grow with your gift. And so many people that you meet and whatever, the people that is loyal to you, that you went through things with, that's who, like, I'll be like, I already remember you, this and that. You bring them along, like, all right, and then you want to give them something.
Yes.
You know what I mean? it's cool all the time to say thank you and thank you, but to give them something to let them know, that we appreciate you. We appreciate your gift. You are a blessing to us. And that's the way I feel. Because it's a blessing to me, and I'm not going to block anybody's blessing when somebody gives me something.
I can literally count on one hand the people that has been there, that has been faithful.
Right.
For really been faithful, and I really do. I want to bring them along.
Right.
I really do.
Right. So let's talk about the things that you got lined up over here. I don't see my picture nowhere, but anyway, what's going on? Let's speak on the wisdom of the elders.
Well, let's talk about.
You see how I said that, elders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of pastors when they preach, they be like, "Why they got to do that?" As I talk about the church and the elders of the church, I be like, what? Why are y'all doing that?
Know.
But anyway,
let me stretch out because I got 15 minutes and I only wrote for 10. So let me stretch this out and get people ready. No, but I'm just teasing. So let's talk about Project Restoration. How did it come about?
Project Restoration. The goal of Project Restoration is to let the youth know that we care, support, and that we encourage them to be leaders in our community and to stop the violence. And so it's going to be held on September the 19th from 12 to 4. And it's going to be at 3436 Warsaw Avenue in Price Hill.
Is that a park?
Yes, it is.
What's the name of the park?
Odin Tot.
Say it again.
Odin Tot.
I thought you sneezed or something.
Odin.
It's called Odin Tot. I looked it up on Google because depending on what neighborhood you in, they be like, the Tot Lot.
Oh, right. Wow, you brought me back. Tot Lot game.
Yeah, it's the Tot Lot.
So, I mean, this is how bad Cincinnati is. They didn't have a real game. They had a Tot Lot game.
That's funny.
I mean, come on. We couldn't have a real one. But anyway. So Project Restoration, helping out Price Hill. How'd that come about, the Project Restoration? Or how'd you start to get involved?
Project Restoration. It was God just laid it on my heart, gave me a vision to do an event for the youth. And so last year we had one, and there had to have been at least 500 people that came through that park. It was amazing. It was an amazing time. And I think there was two things that really, really blessed me afterwards. Is that Mika T was my host, and she was like, Kathy, I was talking to those drug boys, and they was like, well, we used to sling drugs in this park, and now we have a church. And then the next day, I was at Kroger's, and this man thanked me. He was like, me and my kids had so much fun. And so this year, we're going to up our game. We're a little bit more organized this year. And we're going to have a kids zone. And part of the kids zone, we're going to have a puppet show. We have arts and crafts, face painting. We're going to have a bouncy house. We got the fire department involved. They're going to bring their safety house. We're going to get a fire truck. We're going to have police interaction to build positive relationships with the kids. We got a cotton candy machine, a snow cone machine, a popcorn machine, and also we have come up with a logo for Price Hill, and it's called Price Hill Pride, We Keep the Peace. And I'm the type of person that likes to use all of the senses. And so we're going to have a contest for the kids and see who come up with the best little posters so they can win a prize. We're going to have a youth forum, but even with the youth forum, we're going to have a scavenger hunt, and we're going to hand out passports to all of the youth where they literally have to go to all the resource tables and get their passport stamps so that they know what resources are available to them.
That's interesting. And we're going to be back right after this and ask you about the L.I.F.E to Life tour and a little bit more about Project Restoration in Price Hill after this.
Hi, kids.
Tiny Tots Kitty Care, serving the Westwood area for over 18 years, is currently accepting enrollment for children ages 6 weeks to 12 years of age. Now open Monday through Friday, 24 hours a day. For more information, call 513-662-TOTS. That's 513-662-8687. And welcome back to Barry's Poetic Session with our special guest, Kathy Boone, in the studio talking about project restoration and the youth forum and all that's going to be in there. And want to know more about that in the Love You to Life tour. So go ahead.
Okay, in the youth forum, specifically, all the participants have to go to the resource table. So we definitely want them to know about all the resources that are available to them. We're also going to have Aprina Johnson is going to be our host for the youth forum. I'm excited about that because I know she's going to bring it. Danica Evans is going to do her piece, My Identity, Christ Is. And then we're definitely going to have a brief, do a brief history about the collaborative agreement because that generation don't know a lot about it.
What is the collaborative agreement?
The collaborative agreement is an agreement that was back in 2002, there was a lot of unrest in the city of Cincinnati.
But go ahead.
There was just a lot of unrest in the city of Cincinnati. So as a part of that, of the Black United Front, the police and the city got together. And what came up out of that was a collaborative agreement. And one of the ways that they came together and agreed upon is since the city of Cincinnati, for the police department, for the community to use CPOP, which is community problem-oriented policing, giving the community more power. They wanted the community to be more empowered instead of calling the police all the time. So I think it'll be a great idea for our youth to really know what their rights are. So
I don't know if you can speak on it a little bit. So what happened? What did the community take over that the police weren't doing stuff?
Well, out of the collaborative agreement came the Community Police Partnering Center, and it's ran by the Urban League. But I really can't talk a lot about it. You would have to contact Cassandra Robinson, who is the spokesperson for that.
So how do you feel about what's going on right now? Like, you're having this in Price Hill, and it's a lot of things going on in Price Hill that's not good, or you hear bad things. How do you feel about the relationship with the community and the police in this moment when we see a lot of young black men getting shot by the police or
tased
or tased?
Well, I guess I have a lot of knowledge regarding that because I know that 1 in 3 black men will be incarcerated in comparisons to our counterpart, which is 1 in 17. Recidivism is at an all-time high. There are over 1,000 people being re-entered into society every week, I believe. And a lot of times it's just difficult for them because of their record to get jobs, but they can go to the re-entry. There is we do have what's called the re-entry program, and it is Deanna Hoskins is the director there. So there is help available to them.
Now, is that like housing and other resources?
They have a lot of different resources. They have housing. They can help them get jobs. They can help them get rid of some of their felonies, depending on what it is. So there's help available. But, it's like you could take the horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. So, and a lot of times they may not know that help is available, but it is. A lot of times when you've been doing something for a long period of time, change is difficult, but it can happen if you take 2 steps.
Right. Or if they're looking for help, they can find it through these resources.
Yes.
So they just have to know where to find it as well.
Correct.
So, some of it is getting out of the environment, but it's always you want to help people who want to help themselves.
Yes.
You can't really help anybody if they don't want to help. I mean, usually That's the
Yeah.
unless they're kids under 18, like similar to parents. For those who lost their parents, you have to help those. But once they're adults, if they don't want to help themselves, you can't.
Force them to.
Right, and sometimes they want to give them help. You want to help people that try to steer them in the right way, and sometimes it gets too late. But I want to ask you this:
but we always have to have hope.
Right.
But I'm saying they have to hit bottom is basically what it is. So until they hit the bottom and want to get help, you can't help. So it's basically the will. So it may be down the road, that person may not be at that point where they want the help. So
we live in a different time now. Like you can't. I mean, things are just happening now. Like
so quickly.
Right. So if somebody pose this question to you like a youth, you talk about Price Hill. I went to Walmart and this young man was from Price Hill and he was asking all the adults to come in. Can they buy him one bullet? So I talked to him. I put him
one
bullet. And I said, why? He's like, I'm from Price Hill, and it's hard where I live at. People try to jump you and fight you. And then, he said, as a black, he looked like he was like 16, but he told me he was 18. And he was like, the police don't care about us, this and that. So when I listened to him and I took him away, talked to his friends, like, you shouldn't be out here doing this. And I told him, I wanted him to come on the show. And I told him about, like you just said, we got to have hope. But we living in a time like this when the group Black Lives Matter, people are turning that, saying that's a hate group. And then the media is just blasted, like it's things is just coming, and young people are seeing this. That thing is just smoke is getting real wide, and then something's gonna explode.
You know what I think helped though is the movie Straight Outta Compton. It was #1 for a number of weeks in a row. That it kind of illustrated that was going on back in the 80s, right. And it's still happening today. The mentality has not changed whatsoever. Even though some things have changed, some things are better or different, but the mentality hasn't changed. When the mentality hasn't changed, that means that the situations can happen again. History repeats itself because people don't learn from their history. I mean, if people don't understand Black Lives Matter, watch Straight Outta Compton. In my opinion. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's for adults only. It's not for the kids.
Actually, we just had a community meeting in Price Hill, and there was a huge diversity of people or stakeholders that was in that room, and it was really good. Mm-hmm. And we were able to discuss some of the issues and concerns that are going on in our neighborhood, and so it just opened my mind to how different people groups think. Right. One of the ladies actually said, "Well, they don't know how to raise their children," and I just thought about that for a second. Like, I was like, it's not that we don't know how to raise our children, but statistically speaking, our reports do say that poor parenting skills is an issue, but if the father's in jail, and so that leaves the mom at working to try to raise her children. There used to be a time when the grandparents were available to watch their children. But then there was also a time when Black women watch white women's children. So that sense of community, to me, that sense of community is really, really is deteriorating. That sense of family, that family has been destroyed. There's not that sense of family like it used to be. Right. And so the dynamics of the family is being diminished. And so that's, to me, that's the issue.
Well, we working with, like, or you say family.
Yeah, it is.
We have a different lineup of family, and we have to protect the family. You know, the government wants to change the dynamics of what a family looks like with mother and mother and father and father. And then now we have, like in our Black communities, you can't go without, it's a blended family. So you have to already get counseling on before you get in a relationship or go to the next level. Now you have to get counseling on this blended family, because then, you're taking on, if you're bringing in kids and then they bringing in kids, things need to be worked out, because it's so the family, the dynamics of family is different now. It's harder, and a lot of, we have independent women to be like, well, I can do this on my own. I've been doing this, and this is my child. You can't say nothing. This is my child.
Well, you always had "this is my child." I think from way back. I think what Kathy was saying about the community is a big part. As you got to the nuclear family, it's less and less looking to the community or the grandparents, the next generation. It's been so isolated. I mean, while people have been able to reach out technology-wise to other people, the actual sense of responsibility has actually seemed to gotten smaller and smaller, and people being accountable for their own actions. I mean, I think on the one hand, the policing, the community policing is good, but on the other hand, does that take away from what the police part of their job was supposed to be, and they just couldn't do it for whatever reason, funding, sensitivity, understanding of what the actual issue is, so there's a combination of things. So community policing used to be within the police department, now it's in the community, and it's everything seems to be on the onus of the individual now when it wasn't before. The banking used to be the banker's responsibility to make sure that the people didn't buy too much of a house. Now it's on the onus of the person. Doctors used to be more responsible. Now it's on the onus of the individual. Parenting used to be the onus. The school system and other people were accountable as well as the parents, and they were to be assistants to help the parents as opposed to now fighting the parents. So I think there's, everything is too individualistic, and it's getting more and more so as the technology is getting there. And that sense of community and responsibility isn't the same anymore. And some of that needs to change.
It does.
Like the police, when you're saying that, think about back in the day, how the police would be in the neighborhoods and know the people, know the small
business
owners
and things. And we used to see, and Black people used to own businesses in the Black community. Now we don't see that anymore.
Right.
And so that's kind of disheartening to me, because I can remember living in a community where we could go down to Mr. Wilson's if things were a little tight and be like, Mama says she'll pay you next Friday when she get paid, and be like, okay, and then they would just extend you that, and then that's not there anymore. It used to be a time when grandparents used to live in the home with people. Instead, now they go to nursing homes now. Literally, it's just family and community is not what it used to be. But I want to get back to the old ways, for real. Like I know even in Project Restoration, I'm going to have a tent called the Patriarch Place. And it's where men can come together and fellowship, and then maybe do some problem solving around them being mentors for our children where the father is not there. I want to have a tent where it's called, I was thinking about the wisdom tent, but I wanted to be the tent of elders. And so there be a council of men and women, older men and women that the children can go to and seek wisdom from them, seek counsel from them, and just have us own our own community again. Because there used to be a time where you can go to people and you can talk to them if you had a problem. And so we need to get back to that place where there's that council of elders, where if you have a problem, you can go and talk to them, when you don't have to necessarily kill somebody because somebody's been disrespected.
Right.
I mean, it's, to me, you're not respecting yourself if you think it's okay to kill somebody.
Right. And you know what? We need more. I'll pat you on the back because we need more of this. The thing is that when this is over, it's over. Like, well, I'm saying, we live in a microwave society. Listen, for example, if you go to a black family right now having dinner is that everybody's on their devices, electronic devices. Mm-hmm. No one's talking to nobody like back in the day or whatever. Or we don't even have the I don't know.
You said they were sitting down together. Man, when does that happen?
Right. They don't even say, well, you have to put your devices up and we're going to eat together and we're going to talk. You know what I mean? So I think it starts from the family. This is great to get outside of that, and then you have other people adding on to that. Mm-hmm. But it starts from the family. We don't sit down together and eat dinner, and that's what we got away from.
You're right. So then now, just talking to you, so we should have a time where everybody. I mean, I know we want to get back to family, but what if we could literally schedule something where everybody in the community like just sit down and do like a friend raiser.
A what?
A friend raiser. Like meet people on purpose. Like a friend raiser, and then to extend your circle of friends where you actually no phones allowed.
Right.
Be like,
so what? Gonna turn that into speed dates. You're gonna turn that into speed dating.
Okay, but actually from this event, because I don't want to just this to be just like a one-time event, right, and then you'd walk away and then nothing ever happens again. Literally, I want to do like a comment or follow up, or even a survey, so we can actually, because depending on where you live, your problems and concerns are going to be different, and then tally up everything. But even before the event takes place, schedule a time where we can all get together to actually talk about what was brought forth.
Right.
And even for the kids, like in Price Hill, one of the things that we have an issue with is loitering, teenage loitering.
Wow.
And so what I've done is I've gone out and I've literally talked to these kids, like, why are you here? What's going on? And I was trying to tell them about different resources within the community. And if there was like I asked this one young man, like, if there was a place where you can go, like, what type of activities would you have there? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, literally talk to these kids and see what's on their mind, see where they are.
Right.
That's not just in Price Hill. That's a lot of different.
Everywhere, every black community. And I think the thing, what I don't understand is, like, our church came up with, like, this summer to have our youth to participate in work, summer jobs, mm-hmm, making some money.
That's the big...
And just outside or inside or whatever, nobody wanted to sign up to get a job, to make money. And I don't know what's going on with our youth.
But I guess it just depends on
because
what it is.
Mama gonna give me some money, so I gotta work.
Yeah, but I guess in some instances, I guess where they had like 40 hours a week, some specific things in the summer, there was like a long line, a long wait of people. And then they had other places where it was only for part-time, where they couldn't get anybody to sign up because some people felt it wasn't worth their time to go all that way just for 4 hours and not a lot of money to them.
Well, what I'm saying is our church had spots already open.
Right, and I know. The Hamilton County, some places, like I said, the Urban League had it where it seems like every year the Urban League has way too many people, and Hamilton County and some of the other outliers don't have enough people, and I think there's a lot of overlap and not enough coming together where...
Yeah. Like different resources and institutions coming together to meet the demand.
Yeah, because it's like, some places don't have enough people, enough jobs for people to fill, and they have too many workers and not enough jobs for those workers, and other places don't have workers. So I don't know. I guess it needs to expand that information, because I know it's like every summer the Urban Leagues kind of like has too many people for all the jobs they have. They have, for every one job, they have 100 people, 100 kids trying to get to.
The one thing that I like about being in my community is that I have an opportunity to talk to a lot of people. Like yesterday, I had a meeting with Mr. T, who is in charge of the workforce development at Literacy Center West, and
You produce the food. No.
he has they just got funding for people 16 to 24, and so I know that a lady in our neighborhood had a work program, and they were running out of money, so I was able to put those two resources together,
Right.
so one could help the other to sustain jobs for young people in our community.
Right.
So if people talk to one another and let other people know what resources are available, then that won't happen.
Yeah, because I mean, the information highway, it seems people are too individualistic, and the information is not getting everywhere, and we need to build that
Unity.
bridge information.
Yeah, that's good.
So I want to ask you this. We want to talk about names, some of the guests that you're having at this event, but also I want to ask you this. What is your ultimate goal for this?
I would love to have a youth leadership council.
And what would that look like?
It would look like this.
Bam! Bam!
It would look like this. It's the 7 mountains of culture. And so we would definitely be taking a look at education, arts, and entertainment. On this particular sheet, I would move media up to number 2. So to be arts, entertainment, and media. We would look at government, family, religion, business, and then also agriculture and nutrition.
Awesome. That is awesome. They need to see this right here. That was just right on time.
Bam.
Bam. The ultimate goal right there. And so you're striving to get there by doing what?
Talking to everybody I can about my vision. Because it's something that I believe in, because without it, the way that our children are going, they're not going to survive. Because the offenders and perpetrators are getting younger and younger, and there's been a 480% increase in crime between Black males between the ages of 14 and 24.
And a lot of that is, once again, this comes down to economics. Those
Right.
businesses,
Right.
those jobs, talking about people have too much time on their hands or too desperate in need of different things.
Right.
I heard a pastor say this, that sometimes that there are some people who don't want to sin, but they have to sin because it's a way for them to take care of their family. And it's wrong because it's but at the same time, it's destroying our community. So there has to be policy changes to change that.
Well, I think it's when you have bad economics, our group is the first one hit in terms of high unemployment, and that affects our community. And when we have a disconnect and not a good community to fall back on, or resources to fall back on, when we fall back on rent or what have you, and go to the Salvation Army, or fall back on job situations and not able to get to the Urban League or find the different jobs for young people. When those young people are out there and I was a teenager who had to add to the bills when I was at home. And what I did was got a job, doing sorting mail and things like that at, between 14, as early as 14. I mean, those are some hard choices that you have to make. And, those teenagers are now losing their childhood to some degree to make sure that the family is taken care of, even though it's not the child's job, it's the adult's job. But when they're put in a bad situation, children either step up or act out.
Right.
And, we don't want them acting out, but you don't want them to be in a position where they always have to step up either. You want to reward them for being going in the right direction no matter what. And I think our community has to help with that part of it. Hey, let's make sure that these kids are getting encouraged to do the right things and not the wrong things. And, some of the stuff where you're just on the corner and they gather together, you need something to do. Or, you need to And you need those community centers that keep closing because there's not enough money in the community, in the city, the Hamilton County, for us. You know, you need those different people to, hey, put these things, you know, when kids have too much time on their hands and they don't have responsibilities of, you know, jobs, what have you, they need to be athletics, or, you know, a lot of males need to run it out. Basketball, whatever, athletes, some structure where they learn rules, and get that energy out, because that's a lot of the teenage problems as well.
But what you said is good, but also I think about, like, when I was growing up, that I had to do the same thing. I had to get a job and this and that, and missed out. Like, I couldn't play basketball after a while. I played football and then stopped having to work in the book room. But the thing is, I didn't want that for my kids. I wanted your job is to go to school and get good grades, and that's how the counterparts are doing. Your job is to go to school. Get good
Your job
grades,
is to go to school, and then you put activities in there to keep them going in the right direction. But you need to make sure that those activities, because those activities get cut. Like when I was growing up, those Super Saturday programs and summer programs that were there then, they're not there anymore, unless people are doing it and a lot of us still volunteer, but there was still money to have the facilities to put all those kids there. You know, a lot of that money is dried up. When the economy is bad, you see these bad things happen in the community, and when the community is already not coming together as a whole, you're going to see suffering even more so.
But part of my goal with Project Restoration is to literally bring all the partners together. And when I say partners, I mean individuals, business, different associations, institutions, and government people together, because that's what literally forms a community.
Right.
And so I've been on the phone talking to everybody and their mama, like, come on, y'all. Come on, we got to do this for the kids. Because their lives matter.
Right.
And we always say we don't want the same things to happen to them as happened to us.
Right.
We're trying to break that cycle. There's been a cycle that has gone on and been perpetuated for too long. So we want to break that cycle. And so you have to sow seeds at a very, very early age. Very, very early. Especially if perpetrators and offenders are 9 years old. And I know that I work a lot with Aaron Pullins, and he is the district outreach worker for District 3 for the Cincinnati Human Relations Commission. And so when there's a violent crime that takes place, he's like one of the first ones on the scene to offer grief counseling and see if they have help them make funeral arrangements. And so when I talk to him and he tells me about some of the things that he's experienced, or either Mitch Morrison from Cincinnati Works, because they're like the first ones that are on the scene to kind of like diffuse anger. So there's no retaliation. You know, you have to make better decisions. You know, why should 2 family or 3, you know, just more families be hurt and devastated because people are losing their lives? And so just the one thing that he said that made so much sense to me, they spent over $1 billion on prisons.
Don't start.
So why not invest in our children at an early age in education so that doesn't even have to take place? Like, for real? Really? Come on now. Somebody think about that one.
That's another show right there. For real.
Like, come on, let's invest. And you know, instead of arrest.
We're going to take a break and come back with Kathy Boone on Project Restoration and
Kathy
the L.I.F.E
Boone in the building about to blow.
I am Kathy Boone, and I want to personally invite you out to Project Restoration. It is going to be held on September the 19th between the hours of 12 and 4 at 3436 Warsaw Avenue at Odin Tot Lot. You are going to have an awesome time. Please bring the kids, bring your whole entire family, and you are watching Barry's Poetic Session.
And welcome back to Barry's Poetic Session with our special guest, Kathy Boone. and Project Restoration. And I want to talk to you a little bit about Love You to Life Tour. What's happening?
I am grateful for the opportunity to organize this event. I believe that it is going to be life-changing. And literally, when you have love, there's no limits to what you can do. There's no limits on love. And so Project Restoration will be held on September the 19th, 2015, between the hours of 12 and 4 at 3436 Warsaw Avenue at Olden Tot Lot in East Price Hill. We we're gonna have a lot of things going on. Iris Rowley is going to be in the house. She's going to be talking about the collaborative agreement. We're going to have L.I.F.E. He's going to be there as part of the Let It Flow concert series. We have a lot of different artists that are going to be there. Joe Focus. Mika T is going to be the event host. Yes. We have Aprina Johnson. Yes. We're going to have Lady A in the house. We're going to have Andrew Bowes is going to be there. Aaron Pullins is going to be there. Quincy is going to be in the house. Quincy Hogan is going to be there. Who else? I don't want to leave anybody's name out, but you are going to have to come and see who was going to be there. We have those people, and many, many other people. Big Steve is going to be in the house. Big Steve. He's going to be performing his song "Stop the Violence" that specifically talks about Cincinnati. Right. So we have an awesome lineup. Free food, free entertainment. We're going to have a kiddie zone. We're going to have a youth forum. We're going to have plenty of vendors. We're going to have plenty of resource tables. You have to come. You have to come. You have to be there.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be off the chain.
You know what? We just want to thank you for just doing this and for the things that you have to do behind the scenes. We know you go through a whole lot for the things, the people that you have to talk to, and all the sweat, tears, like a preacher would say, and everything that you put into this. We just want to say thank you that you're doing something positive in a community where a lot of negative things are said. So we want to pat you on your back. And also, I want to say this on air. Thank you for inviting me to be a part of this. So we really, it's been a blessing. God is good how we hooked up and everything. And I like how he's using you as working and everything. And you know everybody. When I'm like, I need somebody, I just call my girl Kathy Boone. She hook us up. But yeah, so do you have any shout outs you want to?
I just have to thank God, for real, for giving me a vision. I thank God for having a life of purpose. I thank God for love. I thank God for everybody in my community. I thank you guys for what you do, because I can't do it alone, so I need you. I literally need you. I need people. So I give my shout out to my community, East Price Hill. Love you to life. And just grateful for the relationships that I've built there. Literally, God told me to go prayer walking. And in that, I stopped at every business and I introduced myself to people, and I found out what it is that they did. And I've used a lot of the resources in my own community, and they helped me to become the woman that I am today. So I want to give a shout out to City Works, because when I was unemployed, they helped me out a lot. And so I know what it's like to utilize the resources. So I'm grateful for that. But I'm grateful for just literally taking the time to get to know the people in my community and to develop relationships with them. And I see now how me being obedient to what God asked me to do, to just pray for my community, has blessed my community, and it has blessed me. So I love East Price Hill. That's home for me. So I'm going to go hard for y'all. I go hard for mine.
How can they get in touch? How can people get in touch with you?
Okay.
You and Project Restoration.
Project Restoration. You can go to my website, which is www.travailingministries.com, and travailing is spelled TRAVAILING ministries.com. You can look me up on Facebook. It's Kathy with a K, Boone. I'm usually the first one that comes up. You may call me at 513-505-0824. If you'd like to make a donation, you can use PayPal. You can use birthingdestiny@gmail.com. Let me see. How else can you get in contact with me? You can always call the Urban League.
Okay.
You can contact me there as well at the Cincinnati Police Partnering Center. And you can always call Barry or L.I.F.E.
Don't call me, call Barry. But anyway, it's been a blessed time, and can you pray us out?
Yes. Father God, we thank you and we praise you and we worship you and we magnify you, oh God. We thank you for Project Restoration. We thank you not only for East Price Hill, but Father God, we thank you for all 52 communities within this city of Cincinnati. We want to lift the mayor up. We want to lift council up.
Yes.
We want to lift those people that make decisions regarding people's lives. We just ask that you give them a spirit of wisdom and a spirit of counsel in making decisions, oh God. We ask that you would just bless every resident of our city, oh God. And we just ask that you would give them peace that surpass all understanding, oh God. If there is no peace in their home, oh God. We ask that you give them joy, and we know that the joy of the Lord is our strength, so continue to strengthen our city and our community, oh God. We just ask that you restore family, oh God, a man and a woman, oh God. Restore family, oh God, the institution of family that you created, oh God. And so that we can recreate and produce children the way that your word says that we are to do it, oh God. And so we just say thank you for you being God, and that your word will not return void, but it will accomplish that what it is sent out to do. And we just thank you for you being love. All these things we ask in Jesus' name. Amen and thank God.
Amen.
That is. Amen.
And we will see you next time on Barry's Poetic Session. Peace.
Bam.